Well, after an hour-long drive, we are here at the Deanston Distillery, the Highland Malt Whisky. You can see I'm really excited because I'm going to get to taste a lot of malts. Well, the great thing about this distillery is that it's located on River Teith and has a dramatic entrance to it. Apart from that, it's only an hour away from Edinburgh or Glasgow. Well, 180 years back, it used to be a cotton mill, but since 1960s, it's been a distillery, and now it's extremely scenic, extremely popular for its malt. Let's go sip some whiskey, and Dad, I will get you a bottle. So listen, I'm Saransh and
nice to meet you. How do you do?
Yeah, doing well.
Yes.
I'm supposed to take a tour of the distillery today,
Yes.
and I've heard some great things about Deanston. So if you're ready,
Yes.
I'd love to take a tour.
You're most welcome, sir. If you'd just like to come with me, we'll just get started. Thank you. If you'd just like to come this way.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Now, if you'd just like to come and have a seat, thank you very much.
Wow, that's quite a room.
Yes. So Deanston was actually a cotton mill for 180 years before it was converted into a distillery in 1966. Now these are some of the whiskies that have been made here since that time. But before we start our tour, I'm going to invite you to look at a short DVD.
Okay.
This is about the history of Deanston. It's got some lovely music and information. I do hope you enjoy it. So this is our yard, and these are our casks. These are ex-bourbon casks from America.
Wow, and these are empty.
They are empty at the moment.
But this smell of whiskey, the whole...
It's a mesmerising smell.
Yes.
Just very much like whiskey itself.
And how many of these casks generally do we have?
Here at Deanston, we can hold, once they're filled, we can hold up to 30,000 casks.
Wow. So 30,000 casks, well, we're getting to see a bit of them here. So let's move ahead.
Okay, just like
Thank you. यहाँ पे जो खुशबू आ रही है वो आटे की खुशबू आ रही है, ऐसे फ्लावर मिल में हम हो, रोटियाँ बनने वाली हैं ताज़ी ताज़ी. You were saying that there were 280 kinds of?
Yes, there are, the type of barley we use is concerto and optic, and when that is all ground up, and the reason we must check it while it is being milled is because if there's too much husk, on the next stage the water drains too quickly, and if there's too much flour, then the machine will become clogged. So we check this here at Deanston by hand.
Wow, so it has to be a right mix of all the three.
It has to be the correct. And here at Deanston, we still make our whiskey in a very traditional way, done by hand.
Until now, we have covered two steps of making whiskey. First was malting, second was grinding, where we learned that flour is called grist. The third step now where we are is called brewing, where this grist will be mixed with hot water in the big mash tun. I want to take a selfie with the mash tank.
Go for it.
Whoa.
That's our mash tun.
The sugar juice that we get in the brewing process is called wort. Now we're standing in the fermentation room where the action of the yeast on the sugar of the wort will produce alcohol and carbon dioxide. The wort now starts bubbling. Now we are walking in the distillation room. The distillation is a process used to separate alcohol from water and other substances contained in the wash. Now while this is a classical operation, you can see big copper stills from where water evaporates at 100% while alcohol does from 80%. So this is a very interesting process, because a copper still decides how good your whiskey is going to be. If your copper stills are too small, they're actually not approved by the government for you to produce whiskey. Well, everybody can produce a whiskey, but the question is, how is it so different from each other? The answer to this question is in the aging process. Now we are walking through this warehouse where these casks are stored, where the whiskey is stored in these casks. So the taste of the air, the nature of the warehouse, what kind of casks the whiskey is being stored in makes the difference to the final product that we get.
You put the top in and hit it.
Should I hit it?
Just hit it right now. Yep. Well done.
Okay, once more.
Once again.
Okay.
And then you just roll it away, and it's put into a bonded warehouse where it matures into whiskey after 3 years and 1 day.
3 years and 1 day.
And 1 day, and the 1 day is to cover the leap year.
Aha, perfect. So let's roll this thing out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So what happens is the clear new make spirit goes into spirit vat number 1. The men take the top out of the cask. They then fill it with a top, and then they seal it again with a new top. When the cask is filled, it's weighed, and then it's put into the bonded warehouse where it's left to mature into Scottish whisky.
So now we are at the most important process of the whole whiskey learning that we've had, that is to drink it. So which one do we taste first?
Well, I think you should try our Deanston 12-year-old first.
Perfect.
If you ever see a bottle with a age statement, that means it's the youngest whisky, single malt whisky that's in the bottle. Okay? Okay. And when you take a sip and enjoy...
It is quite a sweet whiskey.
It is indeed.
So we tasted the 12-year, now we should taste.
Now I think we should taste. So your last tasting is going to be our virgin oak. This has no age statement because it's a marriage of Deanston of the same age. Deanston of different ages that have started their life in a bourbon cask and married together. And then finished off in a new American oak cask. That's why it's a light colour with American oak. I'm sure you'll enjoy the flavours of it. The aromas are more of a citrusy, lemony smell, which of course they get from the new oak cask. And then when you taste it, it's got quite a bite and a nice peppery aftertaste.
This is definitely more citrus, peppery, very different from the two whiskies that we've had. So guys, next time you are in Edinburgh, in Scotland, you must make a tour to Deanston Whisky, because we love the whiskey that we have back home, and I think it's a wonderful experience to be able to come here, visit the distillery and experience that how it's actually prepared. And when you're in the tasting room, you get to taste so many other things, and it's a learning curve for everybody who loves whiskey. It's not only about the alcohol, it's about a lot of effort that goes into making it.
Yes, indeed.
And a lot of thought as well.
Yes.
So,
Sláinte, cheers.
Cheers.
And thank you for being my guest. And I look forward to many of your guests and friends coming to visit us here at Deanston. Thank you for coming. Sláinte.
Sláinte.